twice, so he been here last week. Class last week.
Alright. You started already?
Margin, me to stand.
Yeah, that's it.
Pashka Yaban Yahanna Ban Yashal.
The Pashka Yaban Yahanna Ban Yashal.
Yaba Shema Shabakaton.
Yaba Shema Shabakaton.
Allah Yashal.
Alright, Lapar Hungry Dog. When you face the east, you stay point this way. Alright. This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abinau, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Balakmufka, Taba'ah, Batazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Baratazah, Kawah, Hayah, Bashemayim, Netalano, Nakam, Yawam, Osalakano, Kabawavno, Kazalakno, Kabawavino, Wala'ah, Tabi'aino, Bonasaiwan, Babor, Hawashino, Mayan, Right, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala, Wadapara, Babylonian, Aman.
In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debt. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not to temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it.
This is a prayer for the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Obakashah, Yathalano, Hakah, Rapa'ah, Kalmakala, Wakal Hakah, Latahar, Hamatazarayim, Hakah, Lahakri, Hamathi, Hakah, Al-Rakawa, Tama'ala, Lagarashah, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Wadama.
In English, prepare for the power. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. Please give us the power. The power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. And cast them out. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it.
This is a prayer to bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Barak Wa'ashala, Wa'abayah, Sapari, Barak, Rapah, Bagun, Hagun, Ba'ashem Yahushai, What Aman.
What we just said was, Lord, in the name of Yahushua, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect, in the name of Yahushua. Thank you, so be it.
Okay, this is for the prayer in Hebrew, Psalms 121 in Hebrew, Shalaki. Asha'ah,
Asha'ah,
Ayanya,
Ayanya,
Ahaharayim, Ma'ayan.
Ma'ayan.
Yaba'ah.
Yaba'ah.
Azariah.
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 Ma'ayin.
Ma'ayin.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Aishah.
Ashah.
Shemayim.
Shemayim.
Wa'araktaza.
Wa'araktaza.
Ayathan.
Ayathan.
Lamawat.
Lamawat.
Regalka.
Regalka.
Ayanawam.
Al-Yanawam.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Hana.
Hana.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Yashan.
Yashan.
Shawamar.
Shawamar.
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazalka.
Tazalka.
Ayah.
Ayah.
Yanka.
Yamka.
Yam. It's like Yawamam.
Yawamam.
Hashamash.
Hashamash.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yakaka.
Yakaka.
Wayarak.
Wayarak.
Balayalah.
Balayala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Yashamarka.
Makarai.
Makarai.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
After Pascha.
After Pascha.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Taza Afka.
Taza Afka.
Waba Afka.
Wabu'aka.
My Aitha.
Ma'aita.
It's like Ma'atha.
Ma'ata.
Why I belong.
Wa'ai awalam. In English, Psalms 121. I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
I look at my eyes to the hill.
From whence cometh my help?
Which cometh my help?
My help cometh from the Lord.
My help coming from the Lord,
Which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
You will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth, he that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep.
he that keepeth Israel neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy
The
keeper.
Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy
The
soul.
Lord shall preserve thy going out
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in,
and thy coming in.
from this time forth,
From this time forth,
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al Damayalaka.
Yalaka.
Al Thakarash.
Dakarash.
Al Tashakwat.
You
Al.
Al.
Yahanna.
Yahanna.
Al Yabika.
got
Yahamma Yawan.
Yawan.
Ash.
Ash.
Al Imaka. Yaima Yawa. Sawada.
Sawada.
Wayata. Ai Tazawa. Al Tazapawanyaka. Amawa. Lakawa. Wanakakidam. Magalia. Wala Yazakar. Shum Yasha Allah. Iwada. Kaya. Shalakia. Nawa I Tazawa. Laba. Yakadwa. Alyaka. Baryath. Yakarakwa. Alhaya. Adawam. Wayashim Alayam. Mawa'aba. Wahagariam. Gabal. Waimawan. Waimalak. Palashaf. Amyashabia. Tazawar. Gum Ashawar. Nalawa. Aima. Hayawa. Zerawai. Bayan Lawat. Selah. Shalaham. Kamadian. Kasaya Sara'ah. Kayabian. Banakar. Oyashwan. Nashamadba. Ba'ayan Dara. Hayawa. Daman. La Daima. Shaythumwa. Nadayamawa. Kaira. Wakazabak. Wakazabak. Wakazal. Mana I. Kal Nasiya Kumwa. I.S.U.P.K. Amawa. Naira Shah. Lanawa. Af. Nayawa. Alhayim. Alhaya. Shaythumwa. Kagalgala. Kakwash. Panyaro Ka. Kaash. Daba Ira Yaira. Wakala Iba. Dalahat. Karyum. Kun. Theradapma. Basa Iraka. Wabasa Wapafka. Daba Halam. Mala'a. Panyahum. Kwala One. Wayabakwashwa. Shemka. Yahweh. Yabashwa. Wayabahawa. Ida I. Wayakaparwa. Wayabadwa. Wayadaiwa. Kayata. Shemka. Yahweh. Yabaka. Ayawan. Alcohol Rataza.
Go ahead, read, come on. Voice work. Go ahead, do the English.
In English, keep not thy silence, O God.
Keep not silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
still.
O God.
God.
Lo,
Lo.
thy enemies make a tumult. And they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, Let us cut them off for being a nation.
Let us cut them off for being a nation.
That the name of Israel may be no more remembered.
The name of Israel no more remembrance.
For they are confederate, Salaki. For they are confederate, consulted together with one consent, Salaki.
They consulted together with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They're confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom.
And the Ishmaelites.
And the Israelites.
Of Moab.
The Moab.
And the Hagarenes.
And the Hagarenes.
Gabal.
The Baal.
And Ammon.
And Ammon.
And Amalek.
Amalek.
The Philistines.
The Philistines.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
The inhabitants of Tyre.
Asher also is joined with them.
Asher also joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot. Selah. Do unto them. As to the Midianites. As to Sisera. As to Jabin. At the brook of Kison. Which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like a reb. And like Zeed. Yea. All the princes of Zabah. And Azamuna. Who said, let us take to ourselves. The houses of God in possession. Oh my power. Make them like a wheel. As a stumble before the wind. As the fire burneth a wood. As the flame set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest. And make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame. That they may seek thy name. Oh power, oh Salaki, oh Lord, oh my God. Let them be confounded. And trouble forever. Yea. Let them be put to shame. And perish. That men may know. That thou, whose name alone is Yahweh. Art the most high. Over all the earth. Sorry means to turn. Yeshua means to be seated.
We left off in Exodus chapter 20, verse 1. Carl, you're going to read the next 7 verses in Hebrew.
All right, Exodus chapter 20, starting at verse 1 in Hebrew. Allah, Ha'ayim, Wayamar, Alaham, Alahayim, Af, Kal, Hadabar, Rayim, Hala, La'amar, verse 2. Ana Kaya, Yahweh, Alahayak, Ashar, Hawataza, Athyak, Marataza, verse 3. Matazarium, Mabayath, Abadium, La'a, Yahweh, Laka, Alahayim, Akarayim, verse 4. Al, Panaya, La'a, Daisha, Laka, Pasal, Wakal, Dama, Wana, so like Dama Wana, Ishar, Bashamayim, Mama Al, Wayashar, Ba'arataza, Madakath, Washar, Bamayam, verse 5. Mathakath, La Rataza, La'a, the Shah, the Kaf, the Shah, the Kafwa, Laham, Wala'a, the I, Diabadium, Slakia. The I, Badam, Kaya, Anakaya, Anakaya, Yahweh, Alahayak, Allah, Kwana'a, Paquad, Iwak, Slakia, Awan, Abath, Al, Banaya, Slakia, Banayam, verse 6, Al, Shalah, Shayam, Wa'al,
Rabbaayim, Lasha, Naaya, Naaya, Wayasha, Kasad, La'a, Lapayim, verse 7. La'a, Habaya, so like a La'abya, Walasha, Moriah, Matazawa, La'a, Dasha'a, Af, Sham, Yahweh, Alahayak, Lasha, Wa'ah, Kaya, La'a, Yanaqua, Yahweh, Af, Ishar, Yasha'a, Af, Wamawa, Lasha, Wa'ah. I'll wait for him, then you just read it. We at Exodus chapter 20, verse 1.
Oh, yeah, read English?
No, I'm gonna wait for him. As a matter of fact, yeah, you can go ahead and read it. Try Exodus 20 and 1.
Take over from
Yeah, I got you.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 1, in the King James Version in English. And God spake all these words, saying.
Right, so right now we talking about when the Most High was talking to Moses, and they've just, seen, all the congregation just seen the Lord's presence for the first time. They told him to go up to the hills, be clean, and the thunder came down, and the Lord was talking to him. So right now we about to set up a basis of getting the first law, statutes, and commandments that we supposed to follow after coming out of Egypt. You know what I mean? So right now you'll see in this verse he's gonna give them like what a lot of Christians think you only follow the first 10 commandments, but it's over like 600 commandments. But this is the only ones that the Christians know, and they don't even follow this. You know what I mean? But right now that's what we about to get right here. Go ahead.
Verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Right, so right there it's already saying it brought us out of Egypt. What is so significant that the Lord brought us out of Egypt is showing us that we not Africans, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? If we was Africans, the Lord would have brought Egypt with us. You know what I mean? But he made his nation. We went into Egypt, became a nation, and he brought us out to be his chosen people. You know what I mean? We're not Africans. We don't tie our history. That's why when you go back to Africa, when you ask any black person where they from in Africa, they can't tell you. You know what I mean? But you ask African where they from, they'll tell you I'm Kenyan, Ethiopian, Eritrean, whatever African country they is, they'll tell you where they from. But we the ones that can't trace ourselves back to Africa. And just because in the time period when we came to slavery, you know what I mean, just because we came from West African don't mean that we was originally there. You know what I mean? The so-called oppressor or the so-called Edomites, they live in Africa. Are they Africans? You know what I mean? Like they call themselves South Africans or whatever, but they're not looked at as Africans. You know what I mean? And even when you talk about, even when you go back to slavery, we came from Europe too. You know what I mean? We ain't just come from Africa. We was ruling in Europe in the Dark Ages. We was the King James and all the rulers in Europe. But we came from Europe out of slavery in Europe too. You know what I mean? So that's showing you we not African. Keep going.
Verse 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Right. You wonder why we're in the condition that we're in, because we put other gods before the Most High. What's the number one God we put before the Most High? Who do black people today in America worship? They don't worship the Most High. When you got a question, just say Salaki, and then we get you in. Ain't no sweat. But go ahead.
The white God.
Right, they worship the white man. You know what I mean? They when we look at Jesus, we try to figure out who Jesus is. There's always what Caesar Borgia picture up. You know what I mean? And the significance of having that Caesar Borgia picture up is when you look at white people, when you look at Caucasians, you look at them as God. You know what I mean? That's the mind play or the brainwash that they have in your mind. That's why it's so significant, because what does Christians say? Like, as soon as we find out that God is black, a Christian will say what? Well, it don't matter about his color. You know why you say that? Because we have a self-hatred in ourselves from Christianity, because it teaches us to love white people and not love us. You know what I mean? Christianity teaches in white settlement Texas, it'll teach that daughter to forgive the white man that gunned down her dad in the church with a shotgun. It'll teach, Botham Jean brother to you know what I mean, to forgive the murderer. You know what I'm saying? But white people will never do that to black people. You know what I mean? KKK is Christian. They're Christian. They will never forgive black people, man. You know what I mean? Christianity teaches us to forgive them and hate our own. You know what I mean? Because what if it was a black person that shot down Botham? They wouldn't have forgave him. They wouldn't have gave him no hug. You know what I mean? But that's why we're not supposed to have no other guys. That's why we fail everything we do. We in Muslims, we in Christianity, we got black people being Buddhists, and we the only nation that's in everybody else, you know what I mean, culture and everybody else religion except for our own, man. You know what I mean? We want to be Africans, all types of stuff. But the Lord said we shouldn't have no gods for us. That's why we're in the condition that we're in. Keep going.
Verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images, nor any likeness of anything that is in heaven above.
Right. So when it say we shouldn't make any graven images, what is that talking about?
Shit like the cross or anything else you looking up to.
Well, cross would be more along the lines of like idolatry. You know what I mean? When it say graven images, think of it like actual images. You know what I mean? We shouldn't try to paint what the Most High look like. You know what I mean? Like you can show that he black, but don't try to like make his facial features and trying to describe what he look like. You know what I mean? Same thing with Christ. You can paint that he black. Like if you notice that we got Christ as black, with the t-shirts we have is just a black t-shirt with his hair. You know what I mean? He really don't got no facial features because it's just a black t-shirt. But once you start to put in his facial features, you trying to that's making graven images, man. You know what I mean? It says nothing in heaven should you make a graven image of. Don't try to paint what heaven look like. Don't try to, you know what I mean? That's idol. You know what I mean? That's false worship. You know what I mean? You want to take over?
Go ahead and finish that.
All right. You know what I'm saying? But it say don't make any graven images or anything likeness of anything in the heaven above. You know what I mean? Keep going on that verse.
Or that is in earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth.
Right, you know what I mean? So you shouldn't paint anything up, because what ends up happening when you paint things like that, when you start to do things like that, you'll see a lot of times it comes with worship. People will start worshiping and bow down to it. You know what I mean? Even like going to like, you know what I mean, a cemetery, people painting pictures of their dead ones. You'll start to see that people kind of worship their dead ones, man. You know what I mean? The Bible teaches us all this, how to deal when you lose somebody, when somebody die in your family, how to deal. You got a certain time to mourn, and then after you mourn, you know what I mean, it's you move on, you know what I mean? You don't live your life, you know what I mean, hating or, you know what I'm saying, worshiping the dead person, whoever it is, you know what I mean? So, I'm gonna let you take over. We have verse 5.
Go ahead, Ori.
Verse 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I am the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation.
Stop right there. Now, when it says you can't make any images, right? Does that mean you can't make a picture or something? When it says don't make any images, graven images, and don't bow down to it, do that mean you can't have a picture of yourself? Does that mean you can't have a picture of Christ? So, you know what I'm saying? What does it really mean? Go ahead.
So like you said, does it mean making a false image of Christ?
No, not in this context. What I'm saying is is okay. You can have an image of something, man. You can have an image of your dead grandfather or the Black Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? But as long as you don't bow down to it, don't bow down to it, man. But who do you see in school bow down to the black image of Christ? Nobody.
Right.
Nobody, man. Read from the top again.
Verse 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them.
Keep going.
Keep
Wait,
going.
take the cut.
Keep going.
For I am the Lord thy God, I am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and for generations of them that hate me.
Right, you know what I mean? The Lord is a jealous God. We already know that. It's said in the Bible. Now, don't think about this as like an emotion. You know what I mean? When we think about jealousy, we think of it like, oh, you know what I mean? A man jealous because his girl going out. Oh, you jealous? No, that's not what this is talking about, man. You know what I mean? When it say that the Lord is a jealous God, that means he's that serious on us serving other gods. And you got to think about it. Think about if you was a great parent, right? And you raised your son or your daughter up to be great, you know what I mean? And they gave the credit to somebody else. You know what I mean? They was like, they wasn't like I had good parents. They was like, you know what I mean? My friend parents was good to me. And that's how I am who I am. You will feel some type of way. You'll be like, damn. That's how the Lord look at it like us. He did all this stuff for us, made us a nation. You know what I mean? Made us above everybody. And we worshiping white Jesus. You know what I mean? We worshiping somebody else's culture. He like, you know what I'm saying? You're going to punish them. You know what I'm saying? So read that last part after it said, jealous God, visiting the iniquity.
Comic-Con. Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generations of them that hate me.
Right, now what is that talking about? It say visiting the iniquity of the children. Let's read that again.
Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children.
Right, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children. What is that talking about? Go ahead.
The father talking about said he gonna get the kids for what you know what I'm saying. The next generation, you know what I mean. He gonna get for what they did. He gonna come and take back revenge on their kids and. You know what I'm saying, the fourth generation.
Right, damn right. That's exactly what it's talking about. And that's why it's so heavy. And that's why we got to worry about what we do. You know what I mean? What you do can affect your children, man. Yeah. I mean, if you don't live a righteous life, your children can pay for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something can happen to your children or your children's children. You know what I mean? That's why we in slavery right now. That's why we in captivity. That's why we in America in captivity now, because the iniquities of our life. And what also do that teach you? That teach you that when the Lord visits our, you know what I mean, our enemies, the oppressor, the one that's over us now, when Christ come back, they gonna pay, man. You know what I mean? There's a lot of times what they'll say, you gotta forget about slavery. That's not us. You know what I mean? We ain't do that. That was our fathers that did that. Well, the Lord visited the iniquities of the fathers upon the children, man. That's why I say that in Isaiah 14 and 21. Prepare slaughter for the iniquity of their fathers. Just prepare slaughter for the children, man. You know what I mean? But that's why you got to always watch what you're doing. You know what I mean? Because you don't want it to affect your children. You understand?
Somebody give me Revelation chapter 1, verse 7. Revelation chapter 1, verse 7. That heaven will call bringing out, man. Because that go to show you reincarnation is real. Reincarnation is in the Bible. Ain't no hell under the ground where you gonna burn forever, and you got this red demon poking you in your butt with a pitchfork. You know what I'm saying? No, hell is right here. Hell is a condition, man. It's not underground, man. And if you go against the laws of God, man, God, He will come back and visit you through your grandchildren. And you know how that's possible? Because you come back through your grandchildren. You come back through your offspring, and He will put you. He will put you in a low condition, a low hell, man. You might come back blind. You might come back can't walk. Might come back retarded. But you're going to pay. You're going to live out your sentence right here on earth. Anybody got that? Go ahead.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 7. Behold, He cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see Him, and they also which pierced Him, and all kindreds of the earth.
Stop right there. How are the ones, right? The people who pierced Christ on the side, how they gonna see Him when they dead?
Right.
Huh?
Salaki, sir.
Go ahead.
They are the same ones from the previous life.
Yeah, right. Same people. They gonna see the people who pierced Christ on the side. They gonna see Him, man. They gonna see Him. I feel bad for them, man. Cause Christ ain't coming back giving out no hugs, man. Right. Christ coming back with red eyes and a vesture dipped in blood, man. With 200 million angels. He coming back for that smoke. I come back from that smoke, man. Go back to Exodus chapter 20. What was that?
Exodus 26, verse 6.
Go ahead.
Come on. The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 6. And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me, and keep my commandments. Verse 7. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taking his name in vain.
Okay. Anybody know what that means?
What's like?
Go ahead,
You're saying to take the Lord's name in vain?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to shot at it?
I'm trying to see if somebody else wants to shot at it.
Salaki, sir.
Go ahead.
Does it to take the Lord's name in vain is to say that you're doing things in His name under false pretense?
Anybody else?
Salaki.
Go ahead.
No, y'all want to try?
Yes, I try. Is it talking about like using his name like it doesn't mean anything?
Oh, let's do one more. That's bad.
Okay. Salaki.
Like in carelessness, like using his name like in carelessness.
Like, what you mean? Like, explain. Give me an example of using his name like for if it don't mean anything.
Like God loves everybody and God loves you no matter who you are, and that's not true.
Nah, that wouldn't be it.
Would it be like lying on the Lord's name? Like a motherfucker be like, I swear to God. You know what I'm saying?
That's what Christians think. They think it's like swear to God, God damn it. Nah, that's not it.
No, I'm talking about like swear to God and be lying though. You know, because where I grew up, motherfucker be like, I swear to God, you supposed to be telling the truth when you put the Lord's name on it. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's not it. You want to try?
It's like you taking his name, you gotta represent his laws, statutes, commandments. So you gotta actually follow what he's saying. So if you if you ain't doing the work, I'll say, man, I got everything on God, but you ain't putting no effort in, and that don't mean anything. So you can't just hold him, the Lord not hold him guiltiness because of you ain't follow statute commandments. Once you get judged on something, you can't blame it on the Lord.
Nah, you was more close to it when you said what you said at first. Taking the Lord's name in vain would be using his name for no reason. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to the Lord, it's damn near like you don't even want to say it because you're supposed to be fearful of the Lord. You know what I mean? So putting the Lord name on a headband, you know what I mean? Putting, Yahweh on a headband, that's taking the Lord name in vain. You know what I mean? I seen some cat had some shoes with the Lord name on it. Like that's taking the Lord name for vain, for nothing. You know what I mean? Like if you using the Lord name, you want to teach people. You know what I mean? You want to use it like you teaching somebody what his name is. You teaching the laws and commandments. You doing like that. Y'all, you blessing somebody. You don't want to just be like, you know what I mean, writing it on T-shirts and stuff like that. That's taking his name in vain. You know what I mean? It's like for nothing. Because vain means for nothing. You know what I mean? That's it on that?
That's the last 7.
That's it on 7. I'm going to read the next 7 in Hebrew. I'm just read the next 7 in Hebrew. Verse 8.
Oh, you got to call somebody up, boy.
Oh, yeah. Majum, which means to stand.
We call it young. You got one of the young brothers up. Come on up. Okay, when you state your registry, say your name. No. Say that back a little bit. Okay, what's your name?
Javaris Thomas.
Javaris Thomas. Yeah, Javaris Thomas. What's your tribe?
Should be Jew.
Say Javaris Thomas. Banya Howder. Banya Shala. Say the words right there, right?
Javaris Thomas. Bashala.
Banya Howder.
Banyala.
Banya Howder.
Banyala.
Banya Howder.
Banyala.
Banya Shala.
Banyashala.
All right.
Javaris Cole, Banya Shala. I mean, Banya Howard, Banya Shala. I mean, not just.
No.
You good. Just listen to that. Yahweh, Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Rakatham.
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 All right, come on.
No, go this way.
Hey, right, there you go. Good.
You gonna read the next in Hebrew?
Yeah, I read that. All right. But we had Exodus 20 and 7.
20 and 8.
20 and 8.
8 through 14.
All right.
Nah, we gonna wait. He gonna read in Hebrew first, and then you'll read in English.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 8 in the Hebrew. Okay. Zakawar, Af, Yuwam, Hashabaf, Lakodashim, Shashaf, Yamayam, The Ibad, Wa I.S.U.P.K, Mala'akathak, verse 10. Wa Yawam ha Shab Ya'aya Shabaf La Yahawah al Hayak La'ah ha Aisha Kal Mala'aka Atha Wabanak Wabathak Ibathak Ibadak Wa Ain Thak Waba Amathak Wagaraka Aishar Ba'aish Rayak. Verse 11. Kaya Shashaf Yamayam Aisha Yahweh Af Ha Shemayim Wa Af Ha Arataza Af Hayawam Wa Af Kal Aishar Bam Wayana, Wayawam, Slakia, Bayawam, Aisha Ya'aya, Al Khan, Barak Yahweh. Of Yawam, Hashabaf, Wayakwash, Slaki, Wayakwad, Dash, Hawa. Sa, verse 12. Kabad Af, Abayak, Wa Af, Amak, Lama'ain, Ya'ar Kawan, Yamayak, Al Ha Slaki, Ha Adma, Ashar Yahaba, Al Hayak, Nathan Laksa, verse 13. La'ah, Thora'ai, La'ah, Thora'tazayak, Sa, La'ah, Thana, it's like a Na'ah, Sa. That's it right there. Okay.
Start at verse 8.
What is this? Exodus chapter 20, verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy.
Go ahead. I need
All right, go ahead.
Verse 9. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
Right, so you're always supposed to keep the Sabbath, and it says it's on the seventh day. You know what I mean? Christians, in the world, Christians, when do they keep the Sabbath day?
On Sunday.
Right, they keep it on Sunday. I mean, no, they keep it on Sunday. You know what I mean? But the seventh day is Saturday. Because Sunday is the first day of the week. Even if you look on a calendar, you'll see Sunday is actually the first day of the week.
Right.
And the last day of the week, which is a Sabbath, is Saturday. You know what I mean? That's what we're doing right here, right now. This is a Sabbath service class. You know what I mean? So on the Sabbath service class, our culture, when the Sabbath service is, that's the day where we, you know what I mean, have like a service where everybody comes in. You know what I mean? We blow the horn, have all the, you know, have the oil, the wine, you know what I'm saying? And really it's for teaching young men coming up how to learn Hebrew. You know what I mean? That's what it's for. That's why we have a young man to come up here. Now, y'all don't know Hebrew now, but the point is to try to learn Hebrew because we're reading the Hebrew, but y'all, you know what I mean, y'all the ones, you know, young men are the ones come up here is the ones that's supposed to speak the Hebrew. You know what I mean? But that's what we do on the Sabbath service. So, you know what I mean? This is what we call the Sabbath service right now. We have classes throughout the week, but this one is like it's a holy day.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's the Sabbath unto the Lord. So, you know what I mean? If you got any questions about the Sabbath day, anybody got any questions about the Sabbath day? I know a lot of hearing from other people, you hear all types of things about the Sabbath day. So this time, you know what I mean? Since it's the Sabbath day, I'll answer anybody got any questions on the Sabbath day.
I've always known it as well to be this Saturday, but the U.P.K. I've also heard like the lunar moon or the moon cycle may also affect how we will look at the Sabbath. Is there any truth to that, or do we just flat out just keep?
Nah, the moon cycle wouldn't affect what day the Sabbath is on. It's gonna always just be the 7th day. Like it wouldn't change. You know what I mean? Just because of the moon cycle.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I know with the moon cycle, you'll understand like the Sabbath day won't change on the moon cycle, but based off the moon cycle, the New Year calendar, like you know what I mean, the days that we have a feast day might change because of the moon cycle. Okay. You know what I mean, that's how we get the calendar on, but it will never be the Sabbath day, the Sabbath service that changed. Okay. It's always gonna be on that 7th day. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people say, you know what I mean, you can't cook, you can't do. That's not true. You know what I mean? The Sabbath day is not for, you know, it's for you. You know what I mean? It's for you to take a break and stuff like that. Now, we in captivity, so if you got to work, you know what I mean? Sometimes your job don't let you off of work. You got to go to work. But if you can get off, you know what I mean, get off, come to the Sabbath service. You know what I mean? This is the day that we had camp. I don't think we have camp today because it's raining. You know what I mean? It's going to rain. But, you know what I mean? The Sabbath day is for us, you know what I mean, to serve the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So keep going.
Okay. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thou manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates.
Right, so what is this talking about when it says you shouldn't do no work on the Sabbath day?
It's talking about not doing your slave work, like don't do it on the Sabbath day.
Right, that's true. And that's true, like that's right, you know what I mean? But what also is it talking about? Like it goes on down, like, you know what I'm saying? That's right, you know, go ahead.
It's not buying or selling. Like if you own a business or anything like that, it's like Chick-fil-A. They like a Christian restaurant, so they close every Sunday regardless. So like when we own a business, we're supposed to close from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. So we won't do no buying or selling.
Right, and it's meant for you to not work other, but like if you got a business, you're not supposed to, you know what I mean, tell your servants to work on that day or have other brothers, say if other brothers working for you, you're supposed to give them that day off. You can't work them that day. You know what I mean? Keep going, or you take it. We on verse, what was verse 1? Verse 11.
Exodus 20, verse 11. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea and all that them is, and rested the 7th day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor thy father, thy mother.
Okay. So like that. It said, Lord bless the 7th day and hallowed it, right? So that means when it said you can't do no work on the Sabbath day, right? That means you can't do no work. You gotta run away from the microwave. You know what I'm saying? Because that's work. I'm for real. You got some people that's scared of the microwave on the Sabbath day. They don't like no fire. They don't buy nothing at the stove. They eat cold food, man. Yeah, man. You ain't never seen nobody like that?
They usually wear purple though.
Huh?
They usually wear purple.
All kind of colors. They wear all kind of colors, man. They be scared of that microwave on Saturday, man.
I was lucky.
Go ahead,
like sometimes be at camp, you always see somebody with the big old buckets with the little blanket, like you're about to have a picnic with a cold sandwich. You see that too?
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Man, let me tell you something. I'm gonna eat me some hot food on the Sabbath.
Right.
It's not wrong to do good on the Sabbath, man. It ain't wrong to do good. You can't just do no servile work. Do anybody know what servile work mean?
Yeah.
What?
Couple concepts. Servile means you're doing work for somebody else.
I'm gonna get a younger man here. 'Cause I know you know.
I was about to say something else.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I forgot now. So like,
No, go ahead.
I forgot now. So like,
Go ahead.
So what it's meaning is that you can't like profit, you can't like make no money. You know what I'm saying?
No. So that's like Officer Ricard said, man. You can't put nobody, you know what I'm saying, that's in your nation or anybody. You can't have no working for you. That's servile work. Have somebody working for you, but you go work on the Sabbath day. Why? You in captivity. You in captivity. What about to say?
I forgot another thing too. A lot of times they forget that we priests. Christ said we profane the Sabbath day. You know what I'm saying? That's what you know what I'm talking about. You look at me like I'm crazy.
No, go ahead.
But yeah, we priests, we profane the Sabbath day. So you supposed because we got things we doing all week. We gotta do stuff on the Sabbath day because we priests. That's what I was taught too. So along with that, so it's like a lot of times they try to teach you that you can't light a fire. Well, it's like you can start a fire the day before. They don't want you gathering up sticks, doing hard labor. You're supposed to focus on the Most High this day. See what I'm saying? That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, okay. I get what you're saying. You talking about the part where they said don't kill no fire. But back then you had people who did that for a career.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you had people who did that for a job. You know what I'm saying? They got the sticks together and they killing fire for people. That what the Lord was talking about. He wasn't talking about you killing the fire.
Okay, but then too, it said what I was taught too was that you could just throw a log on the fire. That's not a sin to throw a log on the fire. You're supposed to gather it all up the day before so you can do what you need to do. And it's like we here, you're supposed to be doing stuff like this and not, worrying about trying to gather sticks for the, stuff like that. So,
right. Can I get one?
Who's it? Listen.
Like the lady, I'm just moving in the crib. I ain't got no money. You hear me? I need to work today. Yeah, but I thought I was keeping the Sabbath. She was like, I'm gonna hook you up with her maintenance man. And I told her I couldn't do it because it was the Sabbath. You understand? So, was I wrong about it, or could I wouldn't make that money?
But you can make that money. You in captivity. You don't have no power to enforce the Sabbath day on nobody. Know what I'm saying?
So I could have. I'm telling her, she like, well, what is your religion and stuff, and I'm like,
you got to tell her all that need. You could have made that money.
Yeah.
You could have made that money.
Okay.
You good?
All right.
Anybody have any questions? All right.
Exodus.
Go ahead.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 12. Honor thy father, thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery.
Hold on. When they say honor thy father and thy mother, what are they talking about? Hello. You know what I'm saying? Because that means you got to do everything your mama and your daddy tell you to. Huh? So you got to go to church on Sunday, and bang that tambourine. You got to listen, you say honor your mama. You got to do what mama say, right? Mama say don't go in that coat. Nah, but what do it mean though?
It's talking about like when you come in as a child, a parent's responsibility is to raise that child, take care of that child. So when your parents get older, when they can't take care of themselves, you're supposed to take care of them in their place.
Correct. Give him a hand, man. Give him a hand. That's right. You know?
Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor.
Okay, what's bearing false witness? This should be an easy one here.
It means don't lie on your neighbor. Like if somebody blame your brother on something, don't lie and say like you did it when you know he didn't do it.
Yeah, right, correct. What verse we at?
17.
Okay, what was in there?
14, and then go into Hebrew.
Oh, we supposed to be in the stop?
Yeah.
14. Oh, goddamn. You ain't tell me nothing. All right, Elijah.
You understand?
Understand? All right. Get a young man. There ain't nothing for.
Just from the register. It'd be your name. What's your name? Xavier. Then it'll go Bun. What's the tribe you from?
Judah.
So Xavier. Say.
Xavier.
Bun Yahanna.
Bun Yahanna.
Bun Yashala.
Bun Yashala.
Xavier. Bun Yahanna.
Bun Yashala.
Then Y'all
Oh, say, oh,
like
okay.
this. Put your fist like this though. Y'all by Shem Yahweh.
Say it.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
By Shem.
By Hashem.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
Barakatah.
Barakatah.
All right.
You go this way. You go this way.
Get away, Rory. Go ahead.
Shabbat means to be seated.
Go ahead, read the last 7 in Hebrew. Go.
I'm gonna read that. Let me see. Let me start at. I'm gonna just start at verse 17, since that's where he stopped at. I'll read 17 to what, 24. Ayash. Wama Karwa. Wanamatazah. But Yadwa, Mawath, Yawamath, Wama Kwalal, Haba Yawa, verse 18. Wa Mawa, Mawath, Yawamath, Waka, Salaki, Wakaya, Yara Yaban, Anashayim, Wahaka, Ayash, Ath, Raiwa, Waban, Awa, Ba'a, Gorap, Wala'a, Yamawath, Wanapau, Lama Shakab, verse 19. It's like I'm Yakwam, Waha, Waha Thalak, Bakawataza, Al, Masha'ai, Masha'ai, Nathwa, Masha'ai, Nathwa, Wanakwa, Hamakah, Rock, verse 20. Shabbathwa, Wathan, Rawapa'a, Warapa'a, Wakaya, Yaka, Ayash, Ath, Abadwa, Awa, Ath, Amathwa, Bashabat, Wamath, the Kath, Wadawa, verse 21, Naquam, Yanaquam, Aka, Yawan, it's like Yawam, Awa, Yawa Mayam, Yamad, La'a, Yaquam, Kaya, verse 22, Kasapwa, Hawa'a, Wakaya, Yana Tazawa, Anashayam, Waga, Wanagapwa, Aisha, Hara, Wa'atazawa, Yaladadya, Wala'a, Yahweh, Awan, Ainawash, Ya'anash, verse 23, Kashar, Yashayath, Alyawa, Baal, Ha'asha, Wanathan, Bapa, Lalayam, Wa'am, I'm one, verse 24, Yahweh, Wanathathia, it's like it, Wanathatha, it's like it, Wanathatha, Napash, the Kath, Napash, Ayun, the Kath, Ayun, Shun, the Kath.
All right, you gonna read verse 17?
Exodus chapter 20, verse 17. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt
Stop right there. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. How can we break this down like in a day's term?
If you go into your brother's house and you see things that they may have or where they're living, feeling like that envious spirit, that should be yours. You know what I mean?
Yeah, being a hater.
Being a hater, basically.
Yeah. Damn right. Being a hater, man. Going to your brother's house, seeing your brother's house, and be like, God damn, man, they're supposed to be mine. What the nigga got? What he doing with this right here? This supposed to be mine, man. That's having that's a bad spirit. You shouldn't covet your brother's house.
Right.
Read.
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor.
Just stop right there. You shouldn't want your neighbor who's your brother, also who's your neighbor. How do we know your neighbor is your brother in the Bible, first of all? When it says neighbor. I need a precept too. How do we know your neighbor is your brother?
Come.
Get him get a young brother back there, a pen right there. It's a pen right here in the cup. Everybody got the precept? Let me get Leviticus 19 and 17.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17.
He was already there.
Yeah, I had it. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17.
They just start from 16.
You can start at 16.
Yeah, start with 16.
Leviticus chapter 17, verse 16. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy brother's wife.
No, 19, verse 16.
Oh, yeah, this is...
Matter of fact, start from 17. Y'all write this down, because y'all have a Christian talking about anybody can be your neighbor. You know what I'm saying? Y'all write this down so you can cut that Christian. Go ahead.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Your brother is your neighbor. That's right here in the Bible. Your brother is your neighbor. Read on.
And not suffer sin upon him.
Go ahead.
Verse 18. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
The children of thy people is your neighbor. You know what I'm saying? That's your neighbor. The children of the slaves, man. That came over here and translated slave trade. The Hispanics and the American Indians, you know, the lost tribes, like the 12 lost tribes of Israel. Them are your brothers, man. Them are your neighbors, according to the Bible, man. The children of thy people. The white man is not the children of your people.
Right.
He don't go through what you go through. Arab man, the African man, they don't go through what you go through.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You look around you. The brothers and sisters that go through what you go through is the children of your people, man. You know what I'm saying? That's your brother. That's your neighbor. Okay, we don't.
But there's still more on this.
Oh, you got some more left now?
But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Oh, there you go. Man, I like that. I'm glad you finished that off. When they say love your neighbor as yourself, that means love that black man like you love yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You and that black man got the same forefathers.
Another precept you want.
Go ahead, get it.
1 Samuel 15 to 28.
Mm-hmm.
And Samuel said unto him, the Lord hath rent the kingdom of Israel from thee this day, and have given it to a neighbor of thine that is better than thou.
Break it down.
Come, son. Let's talk about when Samuel, he was the prophet, when he wanted Saul to go and take all of, I forget, I think it was Amalek. Because the tribe of Amalek, he wanted them to kill all of them and destroy everything they had. But he took some of their, some of their fine, their gold and all of that, and he kept it. And he said, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna do some, what is it, like, do some burnt offerings." But that's not what God wanted him to do. And Samuel came to Saul and said that they said, the Lord has he has ripped the kingdom of Israel from you this day. So now he said he's giving it to a neighbor of thine. That neighbor, of course, was David.
Yeah, that's a good precept.
That is better than thou, because he's following the law. Everything that God told him to do, he followed it.
Right.
So that's
that's correct. Give him a hand. All right. Damn, it's 1-on-1. We got to end it, y'all. 1-on-1. Okay, module, which means stand.